Now that you know about the present tense in German, das Präsens, let's take a look at the past tenses. As we learned in the intro, every language needs to have at least 3 tenses. One past tense, one present tense, and one future tense. But most languages have more than that. And the past tenses in German are called Vergangenheitsformen, because past in German means Vergangenheit. And Vergangenheitsformen means past forms or past tenses. So what Vergangenheitsformen are there? Let's first take a look at the past tenses in English. Here we have the simple past progressive, the present perfect and the present perfect progressive, and the past perfect and the past perfect progressive. So you see 3 tenses plus their progressive forms. Makes a total of 6 past forms in English. In German we only have half of that amount. We only have 3 past forms. Präteritum, Perfekt and Plusquamperfekt. And the cool thing is, they are actually pretty close to the English versions. We use the Präteritum, where you would use the simple past or the simple past progressive. We use the Perfekt, where you would use the present perfect and present perfect progressive. And we use the Plusquamperfekt, where you would use the past perfect and past perfect progressive. So basically the main difference is that we don't have a progressive form. Their formation is also not too far away from their English counterparts. But you will learn more on that in each individual video. In the following video lessons we will take a look at each of these tenses and we will see how they are formed and when we use them. But before we do that, one more thing. Remember, in the intro video I told you that there is one past tense that we use in most cases. And that past tense is the perfect. It's like the past form that we use in spoken language, and that's why we use it in about 60% of all cases. The Präteritum, on the other hand, is mainly used in written language. It's more like a descriptive past tense. And that's the past tense that we use the second most often, about 30% of all cases. And then there is the Plusquamperfekt. This tense, like the past perfect in English, is used to say that something happens even further in the past than something else. So while the Präteritum and the perfect show something that happens in the past, the Plusquamperfekt shows that something happened even further in the past. So that's the main difference. The perfect is used most of the time, and especially in spoken language. The Präteritum is the second most used past tense in German, and it's mainly used in written language. And the Plusquamperfekt is the least used one, and we use it to show that something happens even further in the past than something else. With that in mind, let's start with our first past tense in German, the Präteritum. In our next lesson we will take a look at how it is formed and when we use it. Bis gleich, see you soon.